Sports 101 ESPN live from Super Bowl 44 in Miami.
Speaking with Nate Newton here with Burwell and Stelton, coming to you live from the site of Super Bowl 44. Now, Nate, we asked the question about the most dominant player in Super Bowl history. The first name that pops in your mind. I think for a lot of people it's Joe Montana.
He's the most dominant player
in Super Bowl history. First name pops in your mind.
I got to go by my terror. You know what I'm saying? My nightmares. But you know what? That's my number one quarterback.
Joe Montana?
Joe Montana, man. He's if you look where he come from, Notre Dame, you look at his the way he did things, man. If you look at Joe Montana's body, when I first was into the pros and looked at his body, I said, how do this dude do this? He was a wiry guy, rubber band-like, just tall. Every time somebody hit him, I thought it was going to kill him.
Yeah.
But you know what? That just goes to show you the game is played from the shoulders up, man. And if you got any type arm and any type anticipation, your accuracy going to be on. And Joe Montana, he ran that West Coast offense when it was a true West Coast offense, a fullback, a tailback, a tight end, and two receivers.
Now, we were also having another argument, and I was trying to explain to my cohort here that a Super Bowl ring is not the only thing that you consider when you're talking about great quarterbacks.
Right.
But it is a necessary ingredient in my viewpoint when you are determining the greatest quarterbacks of all time. It's like making pancakes. If you don't put milk in, it ain't pancakes.
Back to the food analogy.
But a little water won't hurt them. But I'm just saying it won't be as rich and creamy without the milk. You see what I'm saying?
Thank you.
But when I look at a quarterback, you're gonna always see you're gonna think about me. I'm old enough to remember Johnny Unitas because I seen film on it. But you say Dan Marino. But the analogy I use is John Elway is one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. And if you looked at his Super Bowls, he didn't have great Super Bowls, but once he got that ring, it took him over the top.
Thank you.
It just took him over the top. And when you look at Dan, I mean, who could throw the ball better? I mean, he threw it to midget-sized guys. He threw it to tall guys, slow guys, tight ends. It didn't matter.
Was he one of the greatest ever?
He's one of the greatest ever.
Thank you.
He's one of.
But however,
when you start trying to log him in there and things get very, very technical, and people say, who's got the big game deal? If the Super Bowl is not the biggest game and you don't win that, that's why I say, I look at Johnny Unitas, I look at John Elway, and I hate to say this, but as erratic as Brett Favre has been, if he wouldn't have won that one Super Bowl, we wouldn't care about Brett Favre the way we do.
When you look at this Super Bowl this week, how do you forecast this? Who do you like, and why do you like them?
You know what? The sentiments go with New Orleans. The sentiments go with New Orleans. But you know what, man? Peyton Manning, he's the best in it, man. He's the best at the game. In my book, he's past Tom because Tom has had the injuries. Brady, he's had the injuries. Then he came back this year and took a hell of a beating. His offensive line didn't hold up as well. But you take a guy, and I'm gonna say this real quick. Last week they were down. The Jets didn't make 2 weeks ago. The Jets didn't make no halftime adjustments. This kid came back and ate them alive. They know the Saints got to make a lot of adjustments. I mean, major adjustments. You can't sit and blitz him the same way twice. He'll tear your head off.
Nate Newton has been our guest here with Burwell and Stelton at Super Bowl 44. Nate, a pleasure, man. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Thank you.